Hi everyone and welcome to another energy update. We are going to dive right in. These readings are timeless. However, I will talk about any relevant current astrological energies that might be affecting us for the upcoming 7 days ahead. I also recommend for you to listen to the previous week's, probably the last week, maybe 2 readings, as usually all these energies start to connect and start to tell a story. I will put the link of the previous one below, maybe the last 2, to make it easier for everyone. And if you ever want a personal one-on-one reading, you can order those on my website, sparklingcarla.com. Let's get to it. Hi, universe. What does the sparkling soul collective need to know at this moment in time for their highest good and their highest timeline? Thank you. Today we have, as I'm shooting this, we have the new moon in Pisces. So when I post this tomorrow, it's gonna be that in between the new moon in Pisces and starting Aries season, as this new moon is happening at the very end of Pisces season on the 28th degree. We also have Mercury going direct on the 20th. And my birthday next week. All right. What do we have for the Sparkling Soul Collective universe? Thank you. There we go. North Node future. It's funny, this is card 34, and I believe in last reading we had the Empress and the Emperor, cards 3 and 4 of the Major Arcana jumping out together. So, and that was read as momentum, and other messages came through that I guess you can receive from the previous reading from last week. But this is us moving into the future, into the vision that we've been nurturing and incubating for a while. But most importantly, I feel during Pisces season. I think this season, especially with Mercury being retrograde at the same time, also in Pisces, has given us the opportunity to slow down, to review, to really tap into our intuition, how things feel to us when we visualize them, and how we want to move forward. So there is an activation that is happening, doors and windows that are opening for you to step through. Solar flares activate. I just said this is an activation. Oh my god. And it's funny because I'm like, I don't know where that came from here. It just came through and I just start talking, and then here you go. Solar flares activation. There is an activation. They're also bringing back to that number 17 on February 17th. Wait, yes. We had the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. That is also a visionary, a futuristic sign, right? So during this last eclipse season that started with that new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius and ended with the full moon eclipse in Virgo, we're entering with this new moon in Pisces into this activation of the future, this activation of what's next for us. I feel like I wanna, what else? Oh my god. So at the top we got solar calm, clarify. More of that, yeah, like what we've been doing. But as we enter this first week of the activation of Aries season, of Mercury going direct, there is still a call to not just hit the ground running without feeling into it and without thinking, right? You have to clear your mind. You have to get very clear about what the direction is and what the vision is. Something about not letting it fall randomly. Don't just wish and wait for things to come through and accept whatever comes through. This is kind of sending the signal of what you truly want. 1 second. Okay, so this is about sending the signal of what you truly want in your future. So you can step into it with intention. When you have intention, and when you have a precise or general vision of where you're going, how you show up, how you speak, and the things, places, people, and resources you align to are different. You're not just grabbing for grabbing's sake to see what happens or to see what sticks or to see what direction things want to take. You become an active participant of your future, of the direction you're walking towards, because the North Node is that point in the sky where you're going towards more. Okay, what else, universe? Oh my god, how this is late is driving me nuts, by the way. It's like I feel like I am not in my usual setup, as you can see, but believe in the impossible blue moon. I love this. And I think in April we have 2 full moons. I'm not quite sure, but we do have a full moon on the 1st. So I feel like we might have a second one. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. However, this is mostly about believing in your future, believing in the vision you have for your future, and to continue walking towards it. And that's also why that belief, that in a way confidence, right? That you're sure that this is what you want. And again, it doesn't have to be strict. You can flow with it. You can be flexible about it. You can also see what the universe aligns for you that is in connection to that direction, though, right? And that belief will keep you grounded and taking steps forward into what you truly want. Right? Yeah, because there's the solar flares, the confidence, the power, the solar plexus energy of saying, this is what I want, this is what I see for my future, and this is what I'm stepping into. I am open to receiving the places, people, resources, ideas, information from wherever they come from, and my next step or next 2 steps or next 3 steps might not be fully clear, or maybe the first step is, what I'm trying to say is, like, as you continue to move, there's not a specific set of steps that are clear or defined at this moment in time. You might have an idea of what to do next, right? But things are still getting clearer and things are still coagulating. And as you continue to move, there is not a defined line that you're taking towards your destination. You're also allowing your belief and showing up for it each and every day for that vision. And that's why holding the vision and holding the vibration is so important, so you can step into it. And that belief, that confidence, that commitment towards where you're going and what you're creating in your life, it's going to bring what you need to make it a reality. So keep believing. Ooh, I love it because this is the energy of today. New moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Again, you still have to do this inner work. It's not so much like the activation is coming and things will start moving forward, but you're still in this space where you need to meditate, where you need to rest, where you need to pay attention to your dreams. You need to pay attention to the intuitive nudges and information that you're receiving, maybe even from movies or TV shows or music or conversations that you overhear or conversations that you have with your friends, etc. What is the universe telling you, and what is the universe mirroring to you through signs and synchronicities? And for that, you have to meditate and contemplate, receive it, simmer in it, interpret it, feel it in your body. What is it trying to tell you? What is this activation about? What is this next or first step forward from this point in time that is connected to a new moon? So it's a new cycle. However, at the same time that you're entering this new cycle, you're also releasing things, right? And the things that you might be releasing, aka the past, the things from the past that are no longer in alignment to your future vision, right? That no longer support it at an intellectual level, at a physical level, at an emotional level, at an energetic level, right? And how can you continue to move and dissolve it, right? Release it, let go of it, so you can step into this activation that is more in alignment with this vision of the future that you have and of your belief of what's possible for you. Maybe there are fears and limiting beliefs that you need to leave behind, as well as of past versions of yourself or past things that maybe keep blocking you because it creates some sort of dissonance or not the right emotions or ways of seeing things that help you move forward with a more of an open mind and an open heart and grounded in your vision, even if it's not fully clear right this second. All right, I felt called at the beginning to get another card from these, and I have this space in between, and I'm like, you know what, let's do it. I want to keep this one short, or short-ish. What is this? Pallas Athena, think. Right, because we're meditating and contemplating. We're thinking. We are brainstorming. We are writing bullet points. We are writing ideas down. We are writing that one, maybe two steps that we're already kind of receiving, or they're coagulating in our mind, right? In our vision, in our third eye, that we are receiving through our crown chakra in order to ground it. It's very interesting that Pisces rules the feet, which is what connects us to the earth, but also it's water, ethereal energy, right? All that thing in the air kind of thing that inspires you, that you receive messages from, but it's through that receptivity of the ethereal, of the unseen, you ground it into the physical, so you can run towards it when Aries season starts, right? When you get activated with the fire, with the sun energy. Because Aries is fire, but also rules the first house that is ruled by the sun. So there's an activation there. With confidence. Ooh, and at the bottom, we still got the solar calm clarify, right? Because you have to think and clarify yourself, right? And how do you clarify yourself when you receive an idea, a thought, a next step, etc.? How does it feel? Does this feel exciting, expansive? Something that I feel confident, excited, inspired about? Then that's the energy. If it's not, then these are the things that you need to release, reframe, let go of, so you can stand more in that fire, in that power, in that clarity, that wants to come through and that will continue to come through as Mercury stations direct and as the Sun enters Aries season. And I believe this will like continue to move into Taurus season, as well as Gemini season. I think the next 3 seasons or 3 months, not necessarily from the 1st to the 30th, right? I'm talking astrological months, are going to bring a lot of this next steps and momentum forward and things unfolding and opportunities coming in and doors opening, etc. So just stay in alignment with your vision. Stay clear about what truly feels right for you, right? Because not everything is for you, and that's why holding the vision and the direction is so important, so you can discern and connect the things that come through with that, right? Not just take it because it's here. Just align it to what you truly want to walk towards. Let's go a little bit deeper with the tarot. There's definitely momentum here. Things grounding, so you can move forward. But also the work, the release, the clarity, the speeding up of energy, right, that comes through. So with that, so you can release, so you can move forward into the future, and cycles continue to resolve as you step more into this new one. What else, universe? For this heart that's so collective. The 6 of Pentacles, a rebalancing, right? How can you walk into the future in a more balanced way? What is it that you have to give, right? This can be that next step, how you need to show up. And maybe even what you need to receive, right? Or the things that you will receive that will allow you to move forward and into the future in a more balanced way. Yeah, I believe there's things that are coming in that are going to harmonize or rebalance your life a little bit more, that are going to also open these doors that will create that balancing effect in your life. Like things are going to feel a little bit more stable, but this is like as we step into this threshold of Aries season. Yes. We got here the 5 of Wands with the believe in the impossible. Because right now the energies are not as clear. They can be a little bit tense because there is uncertainty, because they're still processing, because things feel a little bit up in the air. But that belief, right? To keep showing up into the future will help you unlock these new beginnings and these offerings, right? Because it came out with this Ace of Pentacles. So I'm not taking it, but it's a treasure chest, right? There's something that you move towards or comes towards you that is offering you this fresh new beginning that is more stable and more abundant, or is offering the possibility of you stepping into more stability, right? Because you have to also receive it and accept it and utilize it as you keep moving forward. This could come from other people, other connections, your community. So stay open to the world. Keep your mind open and keep there's the 6 of Pentacles, reciprocity, community, give and take, collaboration too, right? It doesn't have to be tit for tat or like a transaction. It could also just mean like, what are our strengths and how can we come together to help each other reach this future vision, in whatever shape, way, or form, right? But you have to also get out of your head and just receive it as is. What else, universe? Yeah. How can you step into a more stable future where you are open to receive? Oh, this guy, he like this Knight of Wands. He showed up at the bottom. I believe from this. I don't know. I saw it at the bottom. But this is the thing. When these things come in, there needs to be this beat, right? Where you have to think through when that treasure chest comes in, you're like, how does this feel? Does it ignite me? Does it activate me? Does it inspire me? Does it excite me? Is this in alignment with this future vision that I am all about? Right? That you're like, yes, this is what I've been thinking. This is what I've been getting excited about. This is what lights me up, right? And you want to explore that vision. You want to explore that direction. You want to go for it. And it's not to not go for it, but when the things come in, take that beat to be really sure, to clarify with yourself if this is in alignment with that future vision that I just, that future vision that I have, right? That I don't know where that just was going for, but yes. And here we have the Two of Cups. Meditate and contemplate. This could be new love coming in. We have a new moon. Pisces is very romantic. It's also connected to love, to inspiration, to the muse. So I believe that something is definitely coming in, either in the physical with that treasure chest, that Ace of Pentacles, or it doesn't have to be necessarily romantic, but it could be the right connections and the right partnerships, or even just the right resources that align you with more of what you truly want to experience at a heart center. And this is why that beat of recalibration of like, oh, this is coming in. How does it feel? And does it inspire me to move forward in the direction of what I want? But this could potentially mean, also mean for some of you, and this also kind of came as a side quest message in last week's, this could be love coming in, or some sort of love offer, or meeting someone new that inspires you, that ignites the muse again, something, a connection, because this feels very partnership, a connection that inspires you, that makes you feel more alive, right? And this activation, we got the Tower with solar flares activate. There are changes coming in. So this could be opportunities, this could be people, this could be romantic offers. But right this second, we're being called to just keep the faith, keep connecting to what we're receiving, because we are in that threshold that can feel really uncomfortable and tense, and it's the make it or break it type of thing. And if you want what's on the other side, you have to just keep moving through and keep doing the inner work to really get clear about that vision and really start to clear out anything that does not make you feel excited or inspired or clear or confident, and just allow the release to create the space to receive what's about to come in, okay? Yes, you have choices to make, you have things to get detached to, and you have things to create through that confidence and through that power, through what you're already receiving intuitively. So You know the drill. Release what's not in alignment. Keep receiving those downloads, ideas, resources, next steps. Write them down, think it through, start to do that research, right? Start to ground it. But it's not so much about like going forward towards it. I mean, if there's openings, of course, we're all navigating this at different levels and timings. However, it's not about the creative pursuing part so much. You'll know when that comes because you'll be clear, right? Or more clearer. And as you continue to release, you create the space and things will come through. This is the thing, things will come through. You know, there's the things that will come through that will create more balance in your life. Also, you have to think about what can create more balance in your life. Maybe people, partnerships, romance coming in. But definitely big changes, things that are going to shift the reality, the surroundings of your world. But whatever's strong in the foundation will stay. And this is why do the work yourself as well. Like what is no longer in resonance. You don't have to wait for the universe to just release it for you. You can tap into your own intuition, tap into your own emotions about what's happening in your life, about what you want for the future, and what's in alignment and what's not, and start doing what you need to do about it, right? What is the shift? What is the reframe? What is the release? What is the let go, right? We got the devil at the bottom. That is definitely confirming to us that there's still attachments that are keeping you stuck that you need to release. So right now we're just clearing space, clearing the mind so we can be clear about that vision. So when things start to come in very, very soon, we know how to move forward. We know how to utilize them, right? Even if we need one beat, because that was the other advice. Once that comes in, take that beat and then move forward. All right, so the next 2 to 6 months, very important, I talked about 3 already, are going to be really significant. So whatever intentions you have been planting with this new moon in Pisces, more is gonna be brought forward by 6 months. There's gonna be more stability, there's going to be more reciprocity, there's going to be more like oxygenation to your life type of energy. But in the next 2 months, the things for this new cycle are going to start to come in, and your job right now is to release whatever's not in alignment or in connection to that vibration and vision of what you want, and just kind of stay open so you can receive whatever this is or whoever this is that is coming through very, very soon, because that's landing under the new moon in Pisces. So this is activated like right now. Right this second. So from right now to the next 2 months, things are going to start to come through. Things are going to start to open. More of this activation is going to take place. All right, so before we go, let's do some tea leaf. Fine. Okay, we got hammock. Taking a vacation physically or mentally, this is a great time for it, right? Kind of like slow down, relax, meditate, introspect. Yeah, lay on a hammock, take that nap, read that book. Hear the sound of nature, the birds singing, the waves. If you can take a full day to do nothing in the sense of anything responsibility wise, right? To kind of just go with the flow, practice some self-care. And we got ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. I'm telling you, there's a partnership coming in, and it could be romantic, but it could also be business. And you just have to stay open and receptive to receiving it, okay? Keep believing. I know you're kind of like, oh my God. I think really, and that energy has also come up in the last 1 or 2 readings. There's a lot of relational energy that is just trying to find it's tense, right? There's 5 of Wands. It's tense, but it is coming to this peak, to be cleared out and to kind of land where it needs to land. And with that, right, with those releases of energies, maybe releases of people as well, there is openings for new partnerships. Here we go with the Two of Cups, new partnerships to come through that are more supportive of this next journey, this future that we're building. We got Bear, danger, especially in money matters. Okay, and this is landing with that Knight of Wands and that Pallas Athena thing, right? And this is why before you sign any contract, before you make any big purchases right now, and I would say at least in the next, like, yeah, I guess 2 to 6 months, but potentially, yeah, or that could influence your next 2 to 6 months, right? Like a move or things like that. To really think it through, to see how it feels. This is not about creating fear and stagnancy in your choices. This is about, like, when it comes through, don't like be like, right, because we needed to do this or blah blah, let me just say yes and sign the contract or buy the thing and let's go. No. How does it feel? And if there's any nudge of like, maybe that is not quite aligned, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna lose the opportunity to do it right now. It would just mean that something better and more in alignment is coming through, and this is why we're doing this clearing work. So, and grounding work into our intuition, so when we receive, we know. Because it could be a great offer, and it could be a great opportunity, or it could be a great purchase, but it might not be in fully alignment with you at this moment in time, okay? Unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. And that's what we're talking about. Use your intuition. It's not about no or yes. It's like your intuition, your feelings are always telling you this is in alignment, this is not. I need to think a little bit more about this. I need to process this a little bit more. I need to find more information and kind of like come into the clarity through the process of contemplation, of tapping your intuition. And how, like, look at these 3 cards together, all very watery, all very intuitive. We have the Two of Cups, the new moon in Pisces, and a unicorn. This is a dreamy, high vibe, inspired, magical energies that are opening up, but you have to also be open to receiving them, to feel them in. And that's very ethereal and beautiful and whatnot, but that's how you start to pull in the information, the resources, and the creation of your real life on Earth, right? And also how you tap into, for example, this is landing with the connections. Are these partnerships fully in alignment? Do they feel good? Or am I just saying yes because I need a friend? Or I'm saying yes because, like, I just want to take my business forward and this came through. Like, are you taking it because it's the only thing that showed up right now, right? Because you haven't, just because it's the first customer doesn't mean you're gonna get more customers throughout the day, type of thing, right? Just because you have the first guest at the party doesn't mean that the rest are not gonna show up. But they all do not feel the same. They're all not here for the same reason, and you have to align with the people at this store, at this party, these metaphors that are in alignment with you, right? The ones that you're going to connect with, that you're going to have great conversations with, the one that you're going to have fun with, the one that maybe after they leave the store, leave the party, you stay in touch with, because there's something more in that connection. And this is what we talk about. It's not that any other things are not wrong. It's like you might sign a contract, you might say yes to something, you might buy something that right now feels very much like a yes, but in a month you're like, damn, like there was this other thing, right? And I kind of felt it, but I like, so follow that little nudge. Follow the little nudge. Now we got coins. Money will be coming to you. I love this reading because money is coming, love is coming, inspiration is coming, the muse is coming, and there's all sorts of activations happening, and this is very exciting. It's not right this second, but right this second it is opening up and it is activating. So again, in the next 2 to 6 months, more of this story is going to unfold, especially the first two. I say this ranges, but usually all these things are closer to that first number, and then they just start to unfold and expand from that moment on. And you might have more clarity of the things that started to come in at that first part of the timeline window by the end of that timeline window, if that makes sense. If you ever have any questions, also feel free to put them in the comments below, or DM me on Instagram at Sparkling Carla. I love to talk about all of this and educating people more about it. All right, I'm gonna leave it there because this was fabulous. I'm gonna put this here. And all right, let's do some angel answers, and then we wrap it up with some angel numbers. Sevens are significant already. No need to worry. No need to worry. And this card came through, I know the cover has the tail of a whale, so that reading might be significant. There's no need to worry. Just keep believing. And these people, these resources, these partnerships are about to show up. This is the thing. This is not about like, they will show up. They will show up. They're about to. They are about to. Okay. All right. Abundance. We got those points right here. There's abundance coming. Oh my God, I am loving this reading. You're ready. These activations are happening like pretty much now. Yeah, now with this new moon, this is getting activated. Unlikely. Do not worry because what you're worrying about is unlikely to happen. That's part of the release, right? Because when we worry, we shrink our energy. We operate from a space of worry, of looking where the other shoe's gonna drop. And like, that's not a way of living and of creating from a place of an open heart and inspiration. Like when you are fully inspired, this is the muse, like when you're in love, when you have this project that just like takes your breath away, or you're having fun, right? Like when you're out, like tap into that energy. Those people, those places, those activities, like, and it's not only about doing that, but when you tap into that, you start to understand how your body feels, how your mind thinks when you're in that space, and you start to recreate it through your day-to-day practices, right? What things can you add or subtract or reframe or shift to create more of that vibration in your day-to-day life, so you don't only live in that high vibration space when you're dancing or when you're with that one person, you start to nurture it and create it in your entire life. And that's more of what we're doing, right? And there are resources that are coming in, the abundance, the money, the coins, the moins, the people, the relationships that are going to infuse more of that energy. So the universe is just saying, be extra high vibrational, because we're about to send you things that are going to throw you into even higher vibration. Because this is the thing, if you're operating here at worry, these things are gonna come in and you're gonna be like, oh, cool, thank you. But you might still operate in that space, right? Up and down, because you haven't trained yourself or recreated your life in a way that supports you being kind of over here. So when you're here and things come in that are better, let me see, this is like, you're gonna be even higher, right? So aim for higher, even when all of these things are not yet visible. Because when they come in, whew, the view from up there is amazing, okay? All right, before we go, let's do some angel numbers. Thank you, universe. Ooh, yes. 101 starting over, and that's what I'm seeing. This new moon in Pisces is activating this new beginning. So just, it's now. This is happening now, okay? Intelligence, dynamics, making a difference, failures, personal or spiritual development, right? We are in a space of a lot of spiritual development because it's what's going to help us move forward with our physical lives, right? Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key, right? And this is why we think, we contemplate, we release that past story, but we bring in the lessons, the wisdom, the inspiration, the foundation that it did create for this future. Happiness is real, possible, and around, like now. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun, start fresh. I love like it's in the little things and the big ones because that's what we're talking about. Start creating that high vibrational space that I am not worried. I am believing and I am moving towards my future vision in the little things of your everyday life. How your routine in the morning, the things you have in your home, how you dress, who you spend time with. So as you continue to move forward in creating this vision, it's just bonuses after bonuses after bonuses because you have aligned with your coding of happiness on a daily basis. And there's also a message here of that release. Let go of the things that are not making you happy anymore. And again, this could be a way of seeing things. It doesn't have to be the actual thing or the actual person. But you can only know that when you tap into your intuition. There is a call here of like, we are entering new beginnings. And whatever's not in alignment with that vision, with that energy of balance, stability, abundance, love, inspiration, excitement, openness to explore, an open mind, an open heart, it needs to go if it's not in alignment with all of that. Okay, so ones are very significant as well because we got the 0110 with belief system. What is your belief system? Believe in the impossible. Believe in what you're receiving. Believe that you can be happy. That you don't. That you can release these things that maybe you're worrying about because more and better is coming. Social skills 3333. We talked about like again partnerships, friendships, collaboration, community. So stay in alignment with all of that goodness and stay open to receive abundance, love, and all of the amazingness that is unfolding like pretty much now for all of us. So I'm extra excited. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Again, if you want a personal energy reading, you can book those on sparklingcolor.com. Please share this video with someone you think would benefit from it. Like, subscribe to the channel. Leave a message if you feel called to. I love reading those. And have an amazing rest of your week. Un besote. Mwah.